Hi there, my name's Andy Hillier and today I'm going to teach you how to play Burn, Butcher, Burn from The Witcher Season 2. It's a lovely little song. I've done a cover version, so if you want to hear the guitar part all the way through, go and check that out. I'll leave a link in the description and a card above. Today I'm going to teach you that. Just before I do that, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, it really does help. It's Andy Hillier. Give me a like on the video and please leave me some comments in the comment section. Let me get your requests for the next songs. And if you love what I'm doing and you want to support me and you want to print the tabs off for this, I'll put it on my Patreon page. I'll leave a link to that in the description. We've got quite a few lines to get through. My guitar's in standard tuning and I've got a capo on fret number 3. The first line sounds like this. So to play that, we're going to start with third finger A3, second finger on G2, first finger on B1. We're going to play the A string, the G, B and the open E string all at the same time. And then play a B1. So the first bar is into bar 2. Put the second finger on A2, first finger G1. I like to use my little finger on B3. And you play those 3 strings, so the A, G and the B strings at the same time. Then take your little finger off and play the open B string. And then it goes to bar 3. We've got an open A string with B1 and G2 at the same time. And then a G2 on its own. So the first 3 bars you get. And then this holds on a bit longer than it's written. Then it plays an A3 in the next bar. Don't play any notes in the brackets, they're just held on. So we're in bar 4 now, I'm going to play the A3. And it lasts longer than written. And then it's going to do almost the same as what we had in the first bar. Well, actually it's exactly the same. So bar 5 is the same as the first bar. Bar 6 is the same as bar 2, but I've got an open D string in there as well. Then bar 7, we've got an A minor chord, which is your first finger on B1, second finger on D2, third finger on G2. And play the middle 4 strings, and then you're going to play the G string. It holds on, and then there's a D2 right at the end of the line in bar 8. So the whole of the first line, you have to play it a bit free form, it's not perfectly in time, so it goes something like this. On a bit longer, playing this 3, stays on, and on to the second line, and it starts the same. So we've played that already, it's exactly the same as before. Then there's 2 D2s. And this is where it's going to change in bar 13. So we play, it's holding down an A minor chord, you're going to play the A string and the E string nearest to the floor at the same time. Then the B1, G2, E, B1 and G2. So into the next bar, bar 14. Hold down E3 and B3 at the same time. Then take your finger off B3, play the open B, then G, B1 twice, and then B. So bar 14 goes. Bar 15 is the same as bar 13. And bar 16 is just going up an E major chord, which is the same shape as A minor but upper string. So your first finger is on G1, second finger A2, third finger on D2, and you play the E, A, D, G, then you hold that note on for longer than written as well. So the whole line goes. On to the next line, and we've got same idea as before, A minor, and then bar 18 we're playing this E7 chord, which is your first finger G1, second finger A2, third finger D2, and little finger on B3, then take your little finger off and play the open B string, and then G1. So bars 17 and 18 go. And then bar 19, open A string, D2, G2, open B, B1, pulling off to B and hammering back onto B1. If you struggle to get the hammer on back, just play it again. And then in the next bar we've got A3 and D, which is kind of leading into the next section. So that line you got. Okay, on to the next line. These are the arpeggios. So this line sounds like this. So to play that, we've got the open E string nearest to the floor and open A string, B1, G2, then E, B1, and open G. So you've got, so it's like holding down A minor chord, but then you go to like A minor 7 by taking your third finger off. Into bar 22, play A2, B3, D2, open E, B3, and then G2. So it goes. Bar 23, it's going back to A minor, play the E and the A strings, then the B1, G2, E, B1, G2. So we got bar 24 goes, which is A2, G2, B3 twice, G2, back to the A3. Bar 25 is the same as bar 21. Bar 26 is the same as 24. Bar 27 is the same again as the bar 23. Then bar 28 you play the A3, the A2, the B3, the G2, open E, B3 and G2. So bar 28. So the whole line goes slowly. On to the next line. Get that A minor chord back and we play the E and the A strings. B1, G2, B1, G2 and D2. So bar 29. Bar 30, play A2 and B3 at the same time. Then open B, open G, open E, B1 and then open G. So you get bar 31 is the same as 29. Then bar 32, play the E string, G1, and then D2 and B3. So you got, and then you hold that on, there's a little bit of a pause. We get A minor chord, this E7, I suppose E7 slash B, which is just, we've played this shape before, but first finger G1, second finger A2, third finger D2, little finger on B3, and just play those middle 4 strings, and then play the G1 again, an A minor chord, and then play up as an arpeggio, playing the A, D, G, B strings, into the next bar, bar 36, we play the G, B, and then the E strings. So the whole of that line goes. On to the next line. You can grab a pick for this if you're going to use a pick, because we've got some chords coming up. That's quite a nice place to grab a pick. We play an A minor chord and then just go the E string, B string and the G string, holding down the A minor chord. So it's, does it like another 2 times in the next bar, and then play an A string with the E string and B1, G2, E, B1, G2, E, B1, G2, E, B1, G2. Hopefully that makes sense. So it goes. Which takes us into the next section, and then this is chords. I haven't written the rhythms because it's just going to be playing 6 per beat, because we're in 6/8, so it's just going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all downstrokes in each bar. So we've got A minor for a bar, actually A minor for 2 bars, which we should know already. D minor for a bar, which is your first finger, E1, third finger on B3, second finger on G2, and play from the D string downwards. So we've got a whole bar of that, and then into the next bar, bar 44, it goes to D sus4. So we just add our little finger onto E3, and then it goes back to the D minor. So that bar goes 3 hits on the D sus4, 3 hits on the D minor, so it goes. Then you've got E sus4 for a bar, which is second finger A2, third finger D2, little finger on G2. Then it goes back to E major. So take your little finger off and put your first finger on G1. And then back to E sus4 and then E. So that line goes. On to the next line. A minor for a bar, then you've got G/B, which is your first finger, A2, third finger B3, little finger on E3 nearest to the floor, play from the A string downwards. C chord for 2 bars, which is your first finger B1, second finger D2, third finger A3. Then D minor 7 for 2 bars, which is your first finger across E1 and B1, second finger on G2, play from the D string downwards. Then you've got D minor for 2 bars, which we've already played D minor, so we should know that one. So the whole of that line goes. On to the next line, probably the easiest line. We've got E major for 4 bars, A minor for 4 bars. So you should be able to play that straight through. So let's play that line. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On to the next line. We're almost there. This is the second last line. D minor for a bar, 2 bars, then D minor 6, which is just your first finger B1, second finger on G2, got the open B string in between those. 2 bars of that. E major for 4 bars, just hit it once on the last bar, and there's a little accelerando, it kind of gets a little bit faster and then slows down a little bit. So let's just try that line. Here we go. Ready, and... And then the last line just goes. So for that you play D2, A3. And then this bit is the same as the very beginning that we played. And that's the whole song. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed this little guitar lesson. If you have, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, it really does help me out. Give me a like on the video as well, it helps the video, and the more comments the better. Please just leave me some feedback, it would be amazing. Let me know what songs I should do next. Let me know where in the world you're from. I love hearing from you guys. And if you love what I'm doing and you want to support me and you want to print the tabs off for this, I'll put it on my Patreon page. I'll leave a link to that in the description. Well, thanks for watching this. I've been Andy Hillier, and I'll see you next time.